Because what are the inputs that create your identity? Well, yourself, your body, your continuity of your mind, the resources at your disposal probably majorly contribute. Someone who is experiencing just feelings of being overwhelmed or depressed or whatever might be the result of a lack of material resources. So that contributes to identity. Like I said, the social group and the resources of those people. So that is actually a network connected to the system. So we keep expanding the idea of the identity. So the network connected to the system, connected to outputs. What else? Family. Family, I guess, would count also as the network. Attitudes, beliefs, behaviors, taste, culture, the overwhelming factor of life. Like the fact that, why did I get a job in tech? Because the dot-com bubble happened, right? I had no control over that. I was just participating in the culture that happened. And when I became a journalist, it was because there was a bunch of money in advertising. So I went into that because that was the system that was at play, the culture behind everything. It wasn't because I was like, oh, I made that happen. I made this conscious decision. Well, more or less, there was an opportunity and I walked into it. And that's kind of like, people who have significant disadvantages. You look at where they are able to just walk in on the merits of what they have. And some, you think about like criminals. And I don't even like to say the word criminal because it's really paints people in an unfortunate light. But people with a criminal record can't just walk in to an opportunity that's happening because there are all these caveats like, well, you're actually shown to be a risky person to be around, so you can't necessarily seize on this opportunity that exists. Or, there's plenty of examples of this. Different types of people who are not allowed to take advantage of opportunity. And that opportunity, you could put that as its own little category there of contributing factors to a system. Because, like, are you a criminal? Or are you just a person who committed a crime in the past and is still feeling the repercussions of it that are upheld by the system? Network. I said system 2 times, and what I meant to say at that point was the network. Terminology, right? Too much terminology. It gets boring. When you try to talk about terminology and you don't use enough stories of yourself, people lose interest. Making things interesting by turning it into a narrative is also one of the things that I talk about all the time, because narratives are essential to how we understand. So like me talking about the persistence of identity and the systems and all that crap, if I didn't talk about the story of me making out with that person in the grass outside of that show, which led me to drop out of college, then it wouldn't have been, half as interesting. You just talk about these concepts and it just loses interest. I would like to talk, however, about when someone makes an observation about you as a person, a superficial observation about like what you look like, or something specifically, like, let's say someone draws attention to how attractive you are. It's and it might be presented in a negative way, like, oh, you're ugly, or you're overweight, or something like that. See, that breaks, when people do stuff like that, that breaks one of my primary rules of interaction, which is don't talk about just the most instantly graspable things about people, because that's just, nobody wants to hear it. It's the stuff that everybody has access to, and therefore it is the lowest value. Somebody, when I was live last night, made some remark about like how attractive I am in a negative way, and I was like, all right, all you're saying when you say that is that you notice something about me. You put me instantly on this scale of being attractive, right? So now I know about you. Like, you could have been insulting me, which they were definitely trying to do, but all that told me was like, here's the thing you noticed about me. And that's like a thing we need to like if you want to arm yourself against someone saying something mean or saying something trying to get under your skin, remember that what they're doing is noticing something. And that thing that they notice tells us about them, right? Like anyone who comments on this hat, like someone who says PSG, like says something about soccer or football, they will instantly identify themselves as, oh, I am a fan of football, or I am a fan of soccer. And then they will, yeah, because they recognize the logo, right? So it's an identifying factor for you. So anytime anyone addresses you in a way that is pointing out something obvious or something like that, just remember they are the ones who are telling. It might feel like it is an attack or an indictment of you, but thank you for being here. I wish I'd skate more. I haven't had any good tricks. Like literally I'm starting to feel better. My body is like getting some stretching going on, and neck is feeling better. But I went to the ramp last night and I was like, I don't have any ideas. I don't have any tricks in mind. I don't know. I usually keep a running list like of tricks that I want to work on or do. And they're usually like really weird things that I saw in like 90s videos. And let's see if I can find one. No, I actually don't have any. Oh wait, no. Okay, so here's a list of certain things that I've decided that I want to learn. There is a trick called the I can hear fine, which is a backside boneless where you grab the underside of the board, which was formerly known as mute grab, but we call a weddle now. Sitting on my foot. So that's on my list. I've done them before, but they're very hard. Then you've got the bastard plant, which is the backside boneless but turning front side. I've never done one of those. It's really awkward because you grab, it's like doing a lean air, but you take your front foot off and plant it in front of you, and then you have to turn like a lean air. There's a guy I follow on Instagram, a young guy from Pacific Northwest, and me talking about skateboarding made everyone leave. Okay, I won't talk about skateboarding. That's fine. I could talk more about the communication stuff. That's what I do for a living anyway. Oh, my foot is very asleep though. Oh, I'm in that bad position. How do I fix it? Ow, ow, ow. It feels weird. Okay, maybe if I raise it and the blood flow will improve. This is what being old is. My circulation is bad. Oh, I have this ongoing fear of getting adult like diabetes from like how poorly I eat, and yeah, and the fact is like the real thing I need to worry about is this guy right here, because I have like so much working against me, consuming this much caffeine all the time.